We got minutes.
That's no way to present to a council.
We've got minutes.
If
And
you did that as a general counsel, you'd be fired.
thanks for the.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Yeah. Well, I think.
All right, I'm chairman. You could vote your way if people want to follow your, my way is simply. All right, Paul, goodbye. Look, we've got to this point. The idea is we are to make a recommendation to the council. That should come in the form of a letter. I would like to appoint Phil and me to work with the staff on the letter. The letter will come back to each one of you and will be the subject on the agenda of July meeting. Paul will get a copy of the letter and we'd appreciate any comments he had. But the meeting in July will be merely to examine the letter, not and clarify any positions that are stated in there. But then it will be forwarded on to the council. If you don't want to do that, tell me what you want to do. But this, to send this to the council is not the right way to do it.
I agree, I think it ought to be more formal than that.
Okay? That's what we'll do.
All right, so the only thing, all right, so here's where I am on that. I think that putting in a framework so that there's a little framing on the top end of it, so they don't say, here's a list of 55 things that we want, makes sense. And to put it in a way that there's a little bit of a process, by the way, here's what we did, here's what we're in consideration of, here's some of the things that we want to concentrate on in terms of the meadow effect and things like that. Those are the kind of things I think give them the framing for our discussion, rather than just the bullet list that you turned over to somebody else and they answered it.
Yeah, you have to have a lead paragraph
Right.
that sort of sets
Right.
up.
I agree. I agree with all that. The thing I'm less comfortable with is bringing it back to the next meeting to okay that. And so what I'm looking for, I guess, from the standpoint of the legal feedback and staff feedback, is if we were to say we want to shape this, and we were to say that we are comfortable with the two of you going off and shaping that, then that would be the direction that we would give you to do that, and it wouldn't have to come back to us, and I would trust you to do the right thing and not question it, and I'd be informed of it, and if I had a problem, I'd go before the city council and say, I don't know who these guys are, but, you know. But I mean, I trust you two of you to deliver it well, and the staff to help out and keep it, and then from an applicant standpoint, they get some level of I don't think we can use the word expeditious on this process at this point, but we get some level of showing that we're moving it ahead. We'll get what we need in terms of looking professional, and we won't come in with a new board to start from scratch.
Can we not have a special meeting to review and approve the letter? You can.
You can have a special meeting. You can do exactly what Eric has done, or you can wait till the July meeting.
And within the context of that, I'm leaving out of town from the 6th to the 20th.
Of July.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do?
I'm coming back just for this meeting.
By the council that there should be some way of public input on the final drafts. It's certainly a lot easier for us to draft it and send it on, but there may be nuances that we haven't thought about that would be brought out in a review by members.
Well, if Eric's out of town, the 6th to the 20th, there isn't much time to put the letter together.
No, perhaps not enough, so we crash, it would probably come to Eric after the 20th, as a practical on that.
Okay.
And so
And the next council meeting is in the 17th.
Yeah, so you're missing the council meeting.
So the logistics on this would be, the three of you would be the special meeting.
If you're gonna have a special meeting, but
Right, that's what I mean, but the logistic, because, you
Yeah.
know,
logistics would be that the,
Paul is still basically in business until the 17th, I think, until every possible. If not, anybody hasn't been signed on yet. What's going
I
on
think
there?
he has been.
yeah, he's,
well, he had,
I think it's effective July 1st,
yeah.
July 1st?
I believe so.
so. Well, let's not spend a lot of time on this. Either we come back, you know, we're not gonna lose any time if we come back to the July meeting. If you wanna have Phil and me do the letter and send it on with copies to you in the meantime, that's fine with us. I have no way, but I don't think you're really gaining much in the scheme of things with the council.
Mr. Chairman, you said something that I think is probably worthwhile doing. One more opportunity for the public to take input into this thing or darn thing, and I think we ought to be sure that we have plenty of that. So I'd let it go to the July meeting.
Okay.
So let me try one more time, all right? So, how about the idea, see, here's the thing, is that the council is going to take some kind of direction and action on the 17th. They just will not stop this train.
No, they won't. Not if it's on the, not on the
It's not
agenda.
on the
No,
agenda.
no, I'm talking about, there'll be some kind of framing of thinking from this meeting. There'll be some kind of discussion that will be part of the way that they move ahead. It'll be a foundation for whatever the relationship is and whatever the direction will be.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Well, because they're gonna talk about it, right? They're talking about it.
No.
Well, no, I've worked with the city manager and I've asked him what kind of schedule and process he wants, and we agreed that this was a good process. But now I would report back to him that the planning commission is not ready with their recommendation, they've continued it to another meeting. And then he'll consult with the mayor to see if they want it on the agenda or not. So it's not automatically on the agenda at this point, if it's not ready. City manager will consult with the mayor on
All right, so all I would say is I don't wanna miss that window for framing, all right?
You want at the time that the city council, the town council considers this entire subject, you want the letter to be
Right.
there.
Right, and so,
Well, I think we all agree.
all right, so I would recommend that if you don't feel comfortable with letting the two of you go off and do it and present it to them, then I would recommend that we submit, in the event of the mayor and the city manager agreeing that the 17th is a day, that we at least submit the draft of what we have, telling them that we're gonna be evaluating, editing at the end, so at least we're on the board with something
Well,
that gives them direction.
I think that's, yes, we want to be heard at the time of action,
that. Absolutely.
absolutely. So there's no question about that.
All right, so, does that work?
Yeah, that works. I think that works. We can,
Very good?
and if it doesn't have to go on the July council agenda, we're fine for the next meeting and you'll be back from vacation.
All right, and
And then we'll ask Paul for any comments if he wishes on the letter.
all right,
Okay? Okay, I think that finishes it for the evening. I'd like to just commend Paul for his 4 years of service on the planning commission. This is his last meeting, as announced. And although I disagreed with him, sometimes I think he's made some very good points.
Thank you.
So,
Well, I'd like to add my thanks. It's been great to work with you for the past 4 years. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
and for the last 15 minutes, it's been a great meeting.
Did you say other than the last?
So is it permissible for a member to make the motion and the second if it's the last meeting?
So
You wanna
make a
make a
motion,
motion?
make a motion to adjourn the meeting to the regularly scheduled meeting in July.
may we have a second? Do you want to take it?
I'll take a second.
All right. All those in favor? Most meeting is adjourned.